Well, today marks 70 days in the search for Nancy Guthrie, and with no suspect on law enforcement's radar, there are fears this case has gone cold. DNA samples could still hold the key, but no second crime scene has been identified yet. And the sample investigators do have is mixed, meaning it contains the DNA of more than one person. This would have to be deconvoluted, as they say, and separated before a real analysis can even begin. Renowned DNA expert and genetic genealogist CeCe Moore told NewsNation earlier this week that investigators should return to Nancy Guthrie's home in search of more samples. And CeCe joins us live tonight. CeCe, I always get so much out of our talks. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me again.
And you joined me for an episode of my Truth of the Matter podcast. Almost 500,000 people watching that on YouTube. So many of them commenting, wanting to learn more from you regarding what you said about the likelihood of saliva DNA in that house from this perpetrator. You say that detail of him holding the flashlight in his mouth can't be ignored. What evidence do you think is still left in that house?
Well, it's hard to know what they have already collected. It's possible they collected dozens or hundreds of swabs, and they're still going through testing those. It's so hard for a crime scene investigator to know exactly what to swab, since most of DNA is invisible to the eye, right? So sometimes it just is a trained intuition that causes them to just swab the correct thing. Now, if they have tested everything and haven't found a good sample of the perpetrator's DNA, I do think that it is possible to go back to her home and do some more swabbing. But as I said, I wasn't there. I don't know how many they gathered, but DNA is hardy. So it's certainly possible. There is still some DNA there. And in particular, I really do think that saliva is the most likely. And that is because of what appeared to be that bite flashlight in his mouth.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote to me that has used one of those and agreed with me that it would produce a lot of saliva and it would be very difficult not to leave some of that behind.
And I know that you've told me before that sometimes, even light switches or really unassuming places in a home can crack an entire case. It was interesting. Right. Our News Nation's Brian Enton spoke with a key source who said that the supervisor overseeing the case had never previously investigated a homicide before. I mean, you say this comes down a lot of times to experience and the gut of the person going in, surveying that area and taking as many samples as is needed. Does that concern you to hear that they had never investigated a homicide before?
Well, even if he hadn't, I'm sure the crime scene investigators were very experienced and they would be the ones that would be collecting that DNA. And so I still have confidence that those very experienced, skilled crime scene investigators would know, how to collect the DNA. But because, as I said, it's invisible, they may not have swabbed exactly the right thing to find that individual's DNA through no fault of their own, just because it's hard to know in a house like that, where would you even start other than the obvious places?
And investigators already gave the home back to the Guthrie family weeks ago. I mean, could that pose a problem if they go looking for more samples? Or in your opinion, should they still go back and re-swab?
Well, it could, but because they know who has been in that home, they can still eliminate those individuals' DNA. So I don't think it's as big of a problem as I've heard a lot of people speaking about. The only issue to me would be more if there was saliva on the ground, for instance, or a rootless hair that could also solve the case. It could have been tracked back out, it could end up on the bottom of someone's shoe. But if there is something that is still on a surface, then I think it's still, possible that they could get that person's DNA if they haven't done that already. Now, of course, this is, a little bit of a Hail Mary, but I think everything in this case right now, based on at least what we know, appears to be that at this point.
And you told News Nation earlier this week that new technology in your field could help solve this case. Can you tell us more? What would that new technology be and be able to do? And is there any hope that investigators will get access to that soon?
Well, because we are working with mixed DNA samples so often in forensic evidence due to sexual assaults or the violence in, personal crimes, this is something that the scientists have been very interested in pushing forward and improving the ability to deconvolute, as you mentioned. So there are new software packages that are being developed all the time, trying to make it possible to deconvolute these more complex DNA samples like it appears they have in this case. There's also some machinery, some equipment that I was told is not ready yet, but that could actually help to deconvolute the DNA from the beginning. So typically, the scientists are working with the data that comes out of the lab.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.